Welcome to this holy instant now. An instant to stop and remember. Remember who and what you truly are, beyond the matrix of fear, lack, and limitation. All that seems to limit you in this world is only an illusion that demands your continued belief and attention in order to have any power over you. Now is your opportunity to let go of whatever stands in the way of your complete awareness of your true and original self. And now, sit back with your spine upright, get comfortable, and take a deep, slow breath. And as you exhale, release both past and future. Release both memory and imagination, and become fully present in the now. And let's begin. The purpose of today's practice is to ask for grace and receive the experience of heaven that comes from grace, and then to return and share with others the gifts of grace that you have received. The outcome of mastering this lesson is the experience of oneness with the infinite Creator and the recognition that the world of fear is not real. To serve this purpose, we will practice with this idea today. By grace I live. By grace I am released. Take a deep, slow, and full breath in. And as you exhale slowly, release your attention from the past and the future, from all concerns of body and all plans. Let tension drain from your body and your mind as you sink deeper and deeper into presence. And open your mind to a different perception and an insight into your true self. Grace is an aspect of the love of God, which is most like the state prevailing in the unity of truth. The grace of God is available at all times, but cannot come until the mind prepares itself for true acceptance. Similar to a radio receiver, grace is a frequency that you must tune into and receive willingly. Otherwise, even though it is broadcasting at all times, it cannot be experienced by you. Grace is acceptance of the love of God within a dream world of seeming hate and fear. By grace alone, the hate and fear are gone, For grace represents a state so opposite to everything the world contains that those whose minds are lighted by the gift of grace cannot believe the world of fear is real. To live by grace means to live with full, conscious awareness of love's presence even while in the world. In this way, it is like lucid dreaming, where the dreamer, even while he is still in the dream state, is aware of his waking identity and reality, and likewise aware of the unreality of the dream. In our practicing, we prepare for grace in that an open mind can hear the call to awaken. It is not shut tight against God's voice in fear. It has become aware that there are things it does not know, and thus is ready to accept a state completely different from the experience with which it has become familiar. Oneness is simply the idea God is. And in God's being, He encompasses all things. No mind contains anything but God. We say, God is, and then we cease to speak. For in that awareness, that knowledge, words are meaningless. There are no lips to speak them, and no part of mind sufficiently distinct to feel that it is now aware of something that is not itself. It has united with its source, and like the source, it merely is. The experience of oneness is beyond conceptualization. We cannot speak or even think of this at all. It comes to every mind when total recognition that its will is God's will has been completely given and completely received. This returns the mind into the endless present, where the past and future cannot be conceived. It is beyond salvation, past all thoughts of time and forgiveness. Here, the world has never been at all. Eternity remains a constant state. We have emphasized several times before that you but make a journey that is done. For oneness must be here. Whatever time the mind has set for revelation is entirely irrelevant to what must be a constant state, forever as it always was, forever to remain as it is now. And yet now we have work to do. For those in time can speak of things beyond time and listen to words which explain that what is to come is already past. Yet what meaning can these words convey to those who count the hours still, and rise and work and go to sleep by them? Your part in the return to oneness is still what all the rest depends on. as you take the role assigned to you, salvation comes a little nearer to each uncertain heart that does not beat as yet in tune with God. And now we ask for grace, the final gift salvation can bestow. The experience that comes from grace will end in time, for grace foreshadows heaven, yet does not replace the thought of time, but for a little while. This interval suffices. It is here and now that miracles are laid, to be returned by you from the holy instance you receive through grace, to all who see the light that lingers on your face. How could you finally attain to grace forever, while a part of you remains outside, unknowing, unawakened, and in need of you as witness to the truth? Be grateful to return, as you were glad to go an instant and accept the gifts that grace provided you. Carry them back to yourself, and revelation stands not far behind. We ask for grace and for the experience that comes from grace. We welcome the release it offers everyone. And now, take another deep breath, and as you let it go, open your awareness to your true self, to the grace and love of God within you, and begin the time of silence in which you receive the voice of God, the grace of God, with these words: by grace I live. By grace I am released. By grace I give. By grace I will release. Let go of all concepts now, and in the stillness and silence of your being, ask with desire for the experience of grace to be given you, that you may give as you have received. By grace I live. By grace I am released. By grace I give. By grace I will release. As you approach the completion of this practice period, take one more deep, slow, and full breath in, breathing all the way to the top and drawing in the energy and frequency of your practice. And at the top, hold it for a moment as you behold the intention now to integrate the fruits and insights of your practice into your perception and thought system now. And as you exhale slowly, relax and release and allow the integration to take place. And remember to bring this feeling, this idea, and this awareness with you into the rest of your day, giving as you have received. By grace, I live. By grace, I am released. By grace, I give. By grace, I will release. And as we close this practice period, take a moment now to thank yourself for taking the time to connect with truth and to remember and activate the state of peace and happiness within yourself. And remember to carry this sense of gratitude and inner peace with you as you go about your day, doing what needs to be done, but knowing that you are always connected to the love and joy of God.